long time no speak. I haven't filmed for a while, so please bear with me. Life has just been really hectic and busy, but yeah, I've decided to sit down and do a video today. Make use of this dress, which I haven't worn. I haven't worn this since last year, and it was quite expensive, so wanted to put it to good use. Yeah, I hope you guys are well. Today's video is going to be a book haul. I've got just shy of 20 books to share. Some I think I may have shared on the channel, maybe in my recent vlog, but a lot of them I haven't. These have been accumulated for the last, gosh, I want to say since like, some of them I think I got since from like March, and we're in May now. Some of them I've had for a while. I was going to do an unboxing, but I just thought I'd just do a book haul instead because I like watching book hauls. I like to see what people are buying. Hello if you're new as well. I had a few new subscribers, so thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't already subscribed, don't really ask people to subscribe anyway, because I think it's a little weird, but if you want to subscribe, please feel free to. I guess it just lets me know like if you actually like watching these videos or not. I'm gonna get on to showing you the books that I got. Okay, so these first books that I've got are books that I got from a charity shop actually. Haven't been book shopping in a charity shop for such a long time. So I was having a bit of a browse and oh my gosh, like I found so many that were actually on my TBR. I did kind of want to see if there were any which I haven't heard of, but most of these I have, yeah, all of them I have heard of except for one, but I've heard of the author. The first one I'm going to show you is The Girl with the Loud Voice by Abby Dare. This was $2.49, so absolute bargain. I remember hearing, I think Michelle Reads and Vlogs talking about this book. I really wanted to read this, and also just in general, I wanted to read the book anyway. I can't actually remember what it's about, but I can read the blurb. So it says, every girl is a louding voice, a voice to speak up for herself, for the girls who came before her, and for all those who will follow. As a third wife in a small Nigerian village, 14-year-old Adoni is expected to fade into silence. But Adoni will not keep quiet. She's smart, funny, and curious with an infectiously joyful spirit. And despite adversity awaiting her every turn, she's set on getting an education no matter the cost. Determined not to settle for her fate, Adoni embarks on a journey from her village to the wealthy enclaves of Lagos. A journey that will change her life and, if you listen closely, possibly yours. Reading the blurb now, I remember what this was about. So very like, yeah, female empowerment. I think this is going to be a very emotional, inspiring book, I believe. So yeah, I love that it's set in Nigeria as well. Yeah, so I can't wait to give this a read. But yeah, $2.49, absolute steal. Next book I got, again, another charity shop one. All these books were from Oxfam. Is Exciting Times by Nisha Dolan. I believe that's how you say that name. I haven't heard of this book, but I heard of the author. Again, this was $2.49, it's an absolute bargain. I believe, yeah, I've heard of, I'm not sure what kind of, I know they're obviously like a lit fic author, but I have no idea what this book is about. I mean, I do, because obviously I've read the blurb and it piqued my interest, but I've never heard of it. I'll quickly read the blurb now. When you leave Ireland to spend your parents' money, it's called a gap year. When Ava leaves Ireland to make her own money, she's not sure what to call it, but it involves a badly paid job in Hong Kong teaching grammar to rich children, Julian, who likes to spend money on Ava and lets her move into his guest house, Edith, who Ava meets while Julian's out of town and actually listens to her when she talks, money, love, cynicism, in unspoken feelings and unlikely connections. Exciting times ensue. Okay, awesome. And I think this author's been compared to like Sally Rooney. Again, I haven't read anything from Sally Rooney, but I think Sally Rooney's very hit and miss. I'm not too sure. I'm interested to give it a read. Let me know if you have read from this author. I have seen their name popping up a lot. So in books that I've read or been referred to. So yeah, just sounds like you got a recommendation from Zadie Smith as well. Sounds like a very coming of age, you know, kind of journey that we're going to follow. So yeah, very interesting. But yeah, $2.50, absolute bargain. I couldn't pass it up. Next one is Small Pleasures by Claire Chambers. Again, this was $2.49 as well. I believe this was on my TBR, but I actually can't remember what it's about as well. I think I've put this on my Goodreads TBR like ages ago. I want to say like last year, so I've kind of forgotten. So it says 1957, the suburbs of southeast London. Jean Swinney is a journalist on a local paper, trapped in a life of duty and disappointment from which there is no likelihood of escape. When a young woman, Gretchen Tilbury, contacts the paper to claim that her daughter is the result of a virgin birth, it is down to Jean to discover whether she is a miracle or a fraud. As the investigation turns her quiet life inside out, Jean is suddenly given an unexpected chance at friendship, love, and possibly happiness. But there will inevitably be a price to pay. Ooh, is this classed as historical fiction? It's 1957. So yeah, this is going to be really interesting. Like, imagine, claims that her daughter is the result of a virgin birth. This is given like, what's the one? Is it Jane the Virgin? Haven't watched that, by the way. But yeah, sounds really interesting. Again, another lit fic one. So yeah, I'm very interested to read this. Also, I love that the protagonist is a journalist as well. Again, a lot of these books are going to take me a while to get around to, but whatever, innit? Right, so the next one we've got is Ocean Vuong, On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. This has been on my TBR for a few months as well, after hearing Delapo talking about it. I think he actually has a dedicated video just to this book alone, and the way he was describing it and talking about it was just like, yeah, I have to read this. And the fact that it was £2.50 in Oxfam, I was just like, yeah, this is calling to me. I'm definitely going to buy it. So this is about a letter from a son to a mother who cannot read, so she's illiterate. Written when the speaker, little dog, is in his late 20s, the letter unearths a family history that began when he was born. It tells of Vietnam, of the lasting impact of war, and of his family's struggle to forge a new future. And it serves as a doorway into parts of little dog's life his mother has never known. Episodes of bewilderment, fear and passion, all the while moving closer to an unforgettable revelation. Oh, okay, so this is going to have a bit of like obviously history. Also, there's probably going to be topics of, you know, immigration. So yeah, that's going to be, I'm very interested to read that as well. Looks like it's a bit of a short one. So I like that this is going to be a letter from little dog to the mother who can't read. So that's very interesting. I wonder how that's going to play out. So yeah, very excited to give this one a read as well. And of course, £2.50, what a bargain. And the last book I got from Oxfam was The Book of Fire by Christy Leftieri. This was mentioned in one of Michelle Reads and Vlogs videos quite a few months back now, and she really enjoyed this one. This was £3.50, so I'm assuming all paperbacks are £2.50 and hardbacks are £3.50. So I thought that was really good value anyway. So it says, once upon a time, there was a beautiful village that held 1,000,000 stories of love and loss and peace and war. And it was swallowed up by a fire that blazed up to the sky. The fire ran all the way down to the sea where it met it with its reflection. A family from 2 nations, England and Greece, live a simple life in a tiny Greek village. Irene, Tasso and their daughter, sweet Chara, whose name means joy. Their life goes up in flames in a single day when one man starts a fire out of greed and indifference. Good grief. Many are killed, homes are destroyed, and the region's natural beauty wiped out. In the wake of the fire, Chara bears deep scars across her back and arms. Oh my gosh. Tasso is frozen in trauma, devastated that he wasn't there when his family most needed him. And Irene is crippled by guilt at her part in the fate of the man who started the fire. But this family has survived, and slowly green shoots of hope and renewal will grow from the smouldering ruins of devastation. Oh my word. I think I remember Michelle talking about this and saying, like, I think it was quite emotional and just incredibly heartbreaking and poignant. Yeah, that's going to be, imagine just your whole, everything, you've just lost everything in a whole day. I mean, it happens, unfortunately. Very interested to read this. Like I said, all of these books were on my TBR, and I'm glad, except for Exciting Times. All of them, I didn't really, they weren't like an impulse purchase. All of these books I do want to sit down and read. So really good. So those were all bargains. 5 books for like, I think it was like £13, which is amazing. So good. Usually one book these days is like 15 quid. So yeah, so got those. Still on the second hand, but this is second hand online. And I had a stint with Vinted, and I was actually going to do a come shopping with me video, but one of my files corrupted. I was so annoyed. Screen record on my laptop. it corrupted and I couldn't edit it, so I just left it. And then I did try to do it a separate video, like a filming my reaction, which I could put in here or whatever. I might put it in. I have the goods. We've got them. We've got the vintage parcels. One of them didn't come because the seller couldn't send it, so that's fine. I got a refund straight away. I must say the vintage app is gosh, I'm out of breath. Is oh yeah, I think it's quite efficient. So I mean, I could be foreshadowing here. Wow, it almost seems like I'm getting a brand new book. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is so good. This is insane. It's almost like, it doesn't even feel like this has even been, I don't think this was read. It has been read. I mean, it's a little, like, you see up there, but that is nothing really. Right, so this is Boy Parts by Eliza Clark. Even this is actually really, really good condition. Like, really, really good. Few little scratches and marks, but pretty good. I can't lie. Guys, what the hell? This looks brand new. Gosh, I've got the, that's it. Unbelievable. Right, I am a convert. I am now going to be shopping on Vinted. What? I'm so impressed. I really, really am. I'm so happy with this. I could actually cry. I'm so impressed by all of these. I'm so impressed. Like, that is just fantastic. Long story short, I was incredibly impressed by Vinted, and I will definitely be buying books on there again. Can't believe I've been sleeping on it this long. First book, Dolly Alderton, Ghosts. This is in fabulous condition. I believe this was around £3 or £4. I actually have read this book, but I'm not gonna tell you what it was because I'll save it for my wrap up, which I should be filming soon. Yeah, I wanted to get this book because I do like Dolly Alderton. I liked her Everything I Know About Love, so I wanted to give her novel a try. This is about Nina Dean, who's in her early 30s. She's just come out of a relationship, and essentially it's almost about like ghosting and online dating, and yeah, just amongst other things. Next up, we have Boy Parts by Eliza Clark. This has been recommended by a lot of you guys so much, and obviously I've seen a lot of people talking about this as well. Yeah, as you can tell, I've been wanting to read a lot more literary fiction. So yeah, so I've heard really good things about Eliza Clark. If you don't know what this is about, so it says Irina obsessively takes explicit photographs of the average looking men she persuades to model for her, scouted from the streets of Newcastle. Placed on sabbatical from her dead-end bar job, she is offered an exhibition at a fashionable London gallery, promising to revive her career in the art world and offering an escape from her rut of drugs, alcohol and extreme cinema. The news triggers a self-destructive tailspin centered around Irina's relationship with her obsessive best friend and a shy young man from her local supermarket who has attracted her attention. Exploring the taboo regions of sexuality and gender roles in the 21st century. So yeah, I think it's supposed to be a bit funny, coming of age sort of story. I think it might be a little dark in there as well. So yeah, very, I probably will read this sooner than planned because it's up there on my list to read soon. So yeah, let me know if you think I'll like it. Yeah, I have heard good things about Eliza Clark. Price, I can't remember how much this was. I think I want to say again around like the £5 mark, I think. The next book I've got is Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Glasgow, sorry. This, yeah, has been on my TBR for a while. As I heard quite a few people talking about it, people that I trust and respect their opinion of. And I think it did the rounds on Book Talk as well. So, and I believe this was around the £4 or £5 mark as well. So this says, you can spot the girls who have it easy, and then there is me. Charlotte Davis is in pieces. At 17, she's already lost more than most people do in a lifetime, but she's learned how to forget. The broken glass washes away the sorrow until there is nothing but calm. You don't have to think about your father and the river, your best friend who is gone forever, or your mother who has nothing left to give you. A deeply moving portrait of a girl in a world that owes her nothing, yet has taken so much, and her long journey back from the edge. So I think this is definitely about mental health and like trauma and stuff like that. So yeah, it says a haunting, beautiful, necessary book. So yeah, definitely can't wait to give this a good read. Next up is Breasts and Eggs by Miyako Kawakami. I think that's how it's pronounced. I've been wanting to read this for so long, like so long. A bit of backstory about me. I'm getting a bit personal. So when I was turning like 25, 26. This was like deep in the pandemic. I don't know if it was like my frontal lobe kind of developing or officially developed, but I kind of like woke up one day and I was like, oh, I don't like, all throughout my life, from like being a kid to, you know, growing up to an adult, I always thought, oh yeah, I probably will have children, but I don't know when. And I'm not even joking, like literally I woke up one day and I was like, oh gosh, I don't think I want children. And obviously I told my partner right away. We've been with each other for a while and it's obviously something we spoke about, but at that time we were so young, we knew it wasn't going to happen anytime soon. But I kind of, I had like really deep feelings. I was like, oh, I don't actually think I want children. It's been a very, very back and forth conversation between myself and also my partner as well. It's just been like really difficult. I mean, now obviously because of my health is complicated, and also just I feel like I've just made more of a decision where I'm like sort of 99% sure that I'm going to be child free. I'm like happy with that. So however, I do definitely want to read a lot of like literature around motherhood and like child free women and childless women and childless couples. So that's why I really enjoyed Sorrow and Bliss, because it was like a different take on like the child free, you know, movement and talks and about it. So anyways, very, very long introduction. So breasts and eggs always came up. So I think this follows 3 different women of, you know, different stages of their lives, I think. So it says, on a sweltering summer's day in a poor suburb of Tokyo, we meet 3 women, 33-year-old Natsuko, her older sister Makiko, and Makiko's teenage daughter Modoriko. Akiko, an aging hostess despairing over the loss of her good looks, has travelled to the city in search of the breast enhancement surgery she thinks will change her life. Accompanying her is Midoriko, who has recently stopped speaking. In Natsuko's rundown apartment, the 3 women slowly confront their individual anxieties as well as their relationships under the weight of Midoriko's punishing silence. 8 years later, we are reunited with Natsuko. She is now a writer and finds herself on a journey back to her native city, returning to memories of that summer and her family's past as she faces her own uncertain future. A radical and intimate portrait of contemporary working class womanhood, Breasts and Eggs recounts the heartbreaking journeys of 3 women in a society where the odds are stacked against them. I think, again, this is going to be bumped up a little higher to my TBR. I might even see if I can get around to reading it sorry, just check. Page has been dog-eared. I might even see if I can get around to reading it this month, because I really, really do want to read this. Let me know any like child-free books. They can be fiction or non-fiction, I don't mind, because I'd love to read more. And even just like motherhood, I'd love to read more literature around that as well, because I'm just really fascinated by it. So so I got this to sort of start me off. So I'm hoping that's really good. Someone did tell me that this is better, for the audio version is better, and I did start reading the audio version like many months ago, but I just wanted the book just to see if the book was better, or I can read and listen to it. This was from World of Books, and I believe it was around £7 or £8. It is quite I don't think you can get this on a deal yet, because I think it is still quite a popular book, But yeah, very interested and intrigued to read this one. And last but not least, with all the secondhand books out of the way, this is the last one. So this is Rosewater by Liv Little. This was an absolute impulse buy. The cover is stunning. I love the cover of this, and the colours and everything. I actually found this, well, I first found the book because I think it's gone to paperback now. I believe it's just come out like a couple of weeks ago. On the bookshop, I've got like a bookshop where all like my favourite books are there. It's all affiliate links, by the way, but if you want to support your local bookshops, you can order through there. And if you buy through that, my specific link, I will get a commission for it. But no, I'm just being honest. So yeah, anyways, I was browsing for the new books and I found this Rosewater, and I was reading it, I was like, yes, this sounds like a bit of me. Just someone said here, this is a modern Black British love story that will become a future classic. So I believe this author has been signed under like something to do with John Legend, and has he got a publisher or something? I don't know, he's like backing certain authors or something. Yeah, I this was an absolute impulse buy, and I got this from World of Books, and I think it was a bargain. I want to say it was around £7-8 as well, so really good condition, I thought. So if you don't know what this is about, I will tell you. So it says, Elsie is a sexy, funny and fiercely independent woman living in South London, but at just 28 she's also tired. Though she spends her days writing tender poetry in her journal, her nights are spent working long hours for a minimum wage at a neighbourhood gay bar. The difficulty of being estranged from her family, the struggle of being continually rejected from jobs, and the fear of never making money doing what she loves are too great. But Elsie is determined to keep the faith, for a little longer at least. Things will surely turn around. They have to. As she tries to breathe through the panic attacks, sleeping with her hot and spirited co-worker B isn't exactly straightforward and offers Elsie just another place to hide. As Elsie tries to reconnect with her best friend Juliet, her fragile world spirals out of control. Can Elsie steady herself and not fall through the cracks? So, yeah, so obviously we've got, mental health. This is obviously a queer story set in London. I think it sounds amazing. Oh, yeah, Coco Mellors. That was one thing. Coco Mellors or Mellors has written a quote for this as well. So that was another thing. I was like, yes. So, and Bernardine Evaristo as well. He's put a wonderfully fresh, zesty and sexy debut novelist who's putting Black queer lives, loves and longings centre stage where they belong. It's so important to read Black queer stories because, they're just not that like prominent, I think, in like the literature space. I could be wrong, but I just feel like they're not really, no one's shouting about them as much. So definitely want to give this a read soon. Oh, goodness gracious me. We're still talking, we're still going. So last but not least, we've got all of these which are kindly gifted to me from publishers. This first one I spoken about in my, I'm going to take them off my lap. First one I spoke about in my vlogs. This is I See Buildings Fall Like Lightning by Kieran Goddard. This author is a Brummy, I think, so that's one thing I definitely wanted to read from. I always want to back authors who are from this part of the country, so that was a tick. I also saw, I mentioned it in my other video, what Ray reads, and I always trust what like her opinion, what she reads, and she reads a lot of like amazing literary fiction. I think she was either gifted this or she had read it, and I think she said she liked it. So yes, I did speak about it in my video if you want to go and listen to it. So yeah, listen to what it's about. So again, it's another like follows a group of friends. I thought I said it was set up north. I don't think it is, but sounds like it might be set in Ireland just because of the names, even though I don't want to generalize. But Patrick, Shiv, Rhian and Ollie and Connor, and just the names how they're spelt. I'm thinking of Shiv from Succession. So they all grow up on an estate together, 5 friends, and yeah, just kind of watches them through the decades, and we follow their story. So I really love stories like that, so can't wait to give this a read. So this was sent from Little Brown Publisher is Abacus Books. So thank you so much again for sending me a copy of this. The next book we've got is The Other Side of Disappearing by Kate Claiborne. And I haven't heard of this author before. This was kindly gifted to me from Little Brown. Yeah, this came out quite a while ago now. I want to say I got this back in Feb, so I haven't actually spoken about this on here. So yeah, the blurb intrigued me. Thought it was a bit different. So it says, hairstylist Jess has spent the last decade raising her younger half-sister Tegan and keeping a shocking secret. You know me, I love secrets. The boyfriend their reckless mother ran off with is the same accomplished con man who was the subject of a wildly popular podcast. But Jess didn't bargain on Tegan eventually piecing it all together herself. Now she plans to do exactly what Jess has always feared. Leave their safe, stable home to search for their mother, accompanied by the prying podcast host and her watchful, handsome producer, Adam. So I'm assuming there's some romance involved. Unwilling to let the sister she spent so much of her life protecting go it alone, Jess reluctantly joins them. So it sounds like a bit of a quest going on. Together, the four make their way across the country, unravelling the mystery of the missing couple. But soon Jess is discovering other things too, like a renewed sense of vulnerability and curiosity, and a willingness to expand beyond the walls she's so carefully built. And in Adam, she finds an unexpected connection she didn't even know was missing. If only she can let go and let him in. So yeah, it sounds a bit like we're not too sure what's happening there. Quite intriguing, quite interesting. Again, like I said, I haven't heard of this author before, so I'll have a read of it and I'll let you know what I think. If you have read it, let me know what you think. I thought it was quite interesting, the fact that, you know, her mum's kind of ran off with this con man who's been on the podcast. Obviously, they've made a podcast about this con man. Kind of sounds a little bit like the Tinder swindler kind of persons. Next up, we've got My Belly by Hilda Ostby. Apologies if I'm pronouncing this wrong. This is a Swedish translation book, and this was sent to me by Greystone Books. So thank you so much for sending me this. I really wanted to read a non-fiction book. I did sociology at A-level, so I'm really interested in, you know, like societal norms and cultural norms and how, you know, how society plays a part in so many aspects of our socialization, things like that. So I have actually read this. Again, I won't let you know what I think until I read and wrap up. But if you want a sneaky peek, I've left a review on my Goodreads if you want to check it out. This is a collection of essays around obviously body image, and the main author is obsessed with how she doesn't like, very disgruntled, and how she doesn't like her appearance, specifically her stomach, and just why it's such a hang up for women, and just, you know, things like that. Next up is How to Leave the House by Nathan Newman. First of all, this blue and pink, striking, colourful, stunning. This is a new author that I haven't heard of before. This was kindly sent to me from Little Brown. I thought this was, yeah, like the name of the protagonist is called NatWest, like after the bank. So I thought that was quite interesting. So it says, it's NatWest's last day before he leaves for university, and there's only one thing on his mind: the deeply embarrassing packaging he ordered to his house, which still hasn't arrived. He won't leave town without it. Any alternative is too distressing to consider. This is the story of 24 hours in the life of NatWest and his small town odyssey in pursuit of the missing package. And yet it's also the story of a middle-aged dentist who dreams of being a respected artist, but the only thing he can paint is the human mouth. And it's the story of a tortured imam involved in a quasi-romantic entanglement with the local vicar. And an octogenarian mourning the mourning the death of her secretive husband, and a troubled teenager whose nudes have leaked on the internet. It's the story of NatWest's obnoxious ex-boyfriend and his classic traitor mother, and her first love, who knows a life-changing secret about NatWest's past. Alternating between NatWest's idiosyncratic inner world and the perspectives of the other characters, and dazzling in its energy, imagination and originality, this is an outrageously funny and tenderly moving story about being connected to everyone and everything at all times, about love, friendship and the lies we tell ourselves, about unhappy endings, happy endings, and whether anything really is as simple as one or the other. I think you've got a lot going on in this book. It's obviously going to be following a few different characters, few different plots running around here. So it kind of sounds a little chaotic. Definitely ready to give it a go. I love this colour scheme with the blue and the pink. If you have read this one, let me know. I know it has only just come out. Please do let me know if you like the sound of it or whatever. So yeah, again, thank you to Little Brown for gifting me this book. Apologies if you can hear that. There's an ice cream van going past. Right, so we've got Ali Hazelwood's Not in Love, and again this was in my, I featured this in my vlog if you want to go and check it out. So yeah, this is about forbidden workplace romance. What it says, dual point version, forbidden romance, enemies with benefits, angsty love story. So I haven't read too many workplace romances, so I'm definitely intrigued to read this. This sounds spicy, juicy. Oh, hang on, I've got to answer the door. Sorry, I just had to answer the door. I've got a parcel. got distracted there. Where were we? This is juicy, juicy, juicy. I'm sorry, this is a juicy one. So yeah, I can't wait to give this a read. Like I said in my vlog, I like that Ali Hazelwood writes her women are all based in STEM, so I really like that she that's like her USP, so I really like that. So yeah, thanks again Little Brown for gifting me a copy. We're slowly getting there, guys. We've got 3 more books left. I know this is a long video. So we've got Under the Tamarind Tree by Nigar Alam. This is a bit of a different one. So this one is would you say it's historical fiction, 1964? So yeah, set in Pakistan. Yeah, haven't heard from this author before, so hopefully it's a goodie. So it says, stretched thin under the pressure of a medical career and scarred by childhood memories of partition, Rosina will lose her home if things do not take a turn for the better. Then one tragic night, an unexpected death shatters everything Rosina previously took for granted. Then it says 2019. A call from an old friend, a favour, an unconventional friendship. Suddenly, buried secrets from the past are unearthed and threaten to destroy all that Rosina has fought so hard to protect. A captivating read. Under the Tamarind Tree meditates on pain passed down through generations and the lengths we go in order to protect the ones we love. So yeah, that's why I wanted to read this one. Definitely given family scandals, secrets, that generational trauma sort of thing. So yeah, definitely I like reading books from those topics and seeing how the protagonist gets out of it, how they work out of it. Because, you know, let's be real, a lot of us have generational trauma in our families, and a lot of us are, you know, plan to and try to work through that. So yeah, I think this is really interesting. So this was sent to me from Bedford Square Publishers. So thank you so much for sending this over to me. So we've got Maya Ariel, When I Think of You. And just this cover is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. So this is a second chance romance, and we've got Kennedy Ryan there giving a recommendation. A stunning debut with explosive Kennedy. A stunning debut with explosive chemistry. So yeah, definitely want to give this a read. I do love a second chance, as I'm a hopeless romantic myself. So it says, Kalia Wilson has paid her dues, but endless days spent behind the reception desk at a flashy film studio have only pushed her movie-making dreams further out of reach. That is, until a surprise reunion presents an opportunity that could make her career or break her heart a second time. 7 years ago, Kalia's whirlwind college romance with Danny Prescott crashed and burned. While her career has stalled, his star is on the rise. So when the hotshot director reappears, offering a job on his next major production, it's a shock to her system. Working with Danny may recapture the intensity of their film school days, but trusting him again won't come as easily. Despite their complex history, the pair soon rediscover a creative synergy that breaks down their emotional walls, opening up the possibility of a true connection. But when Hollywood politics and scandal threaten to sink the production and her career, Kalia may have to risk everything to do what's right, even if it means letting go of the second chance of a lifetime. So, I like that this is set in a movie making setting. I really like that. I haven't read a book from that sort of perspective before, so that's interesting. And yeah, I like that. Yeah, so obviously, yeah, they must have met in college and they're thinking, will they, won't they, sort of thing. So yeah, definitely going to read this in the summer. This seems like a nice book in the garden summer read. Again, Little Brown sent this over to me, so thank you so much for sending me a copy. Just, yeah, this screams summer to me. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful cover. And last, oh no, not last, but certainly not least, that wasn't the penultimate. This is the penultimate. So we've got Hannah Bonham Young, Next to You. I've heard of, I think this author blew up on TikTok, BookTok, and for the book Out on a Limb. And I know the author writes mainly romance books from protagonists who, you know, are not usually seen in the book space, so diverse characters, disabled, marginalized, and LGBTQ plus IA people. So I really, really, really love that. Come on now, let's be writing more people from these communities, do you know what I mean? Yeah, so yeah, this is a friends with benefits romance. So it says Lane is in the middle of an identity crisis. Her friends are all partnered up, her career is heading nowhere, and she's just not happy. So after a night out celebrating her birthday, she makes one hell of an impulsive purchase, a giant 48-passenger yellow school bus that she intends to make her home. That's why I when I got the email about this book, I definitely wanted it, because I love watching van life. I love watching van life, and I think I would want to do van life one day, not like full time, but I'd love to obviously like to have my house and then do maybe van life in the summer when I can. So I love watching van life videos. But anyway, with little to no renovation experience but money from a large inheritance, Lane enlists the help of her friend Matt, a mechanic by trade, handyman by practice, and hottie by nature. While their mutual attraction is undeniable, Matt's a total family guy with "settle down with me" tattooed across his forehead, whereas Lane is entirely commitment averse. Matt and Lane have silently agreed that friendship is the only thing that can ever exist between them. So when Matt offers to help her with the bus and in the bedroom, Lane's sure it can never work. Can it? Ooh, I'm actually really excited to read this again. I think I'm going to leave this to the summer when it warms up. This is going to be a nice summer easy read to just have a read in the garden, or if we manage to book a holiday going away somewhere, definitely will want to read this because it just sounds like a nice, will they, won't they? Not sure if it's spicy or not. I'm assuming it probably will be. And this was kindly sent to me from Bedford Square Publishers, so thank you for sending me that. If you've read from this author before, let me know. I can't remember if this is, I think this is already out, so yeah, amazing. And last but certainly not least, we got funny story. I know it's probably been everywhere this week. It's just come out. I'm a little late as I just got the pre-order. I did splurge and got the signed edition because I just love Emily Henry so much. Here it is. Here's the signature. So, and the sprayed edges. I just checked and my phone stopped recording, so that's annoying. Yes, I was talking about this book, Funny Story. So I'm not going to go over the blurb because I think you've probably heard about it, but it's essentially about a couple that have broken up, and I think we follow both of them, but one of the protagonists, the female character, moves in with her ex-fiance's new fiance's ex, so it's very weird, and I think they go to the wedding together. I think there's a bit of fake dating in here. I don't know if there's second chance romance, I don't think so, but yeah, can't wait to give this a read. It will be way down the TBR list because I'm sure everybody and their mom has been reading this week as it's just come out. That's it, guys. That's all of the books. Just, I think we've got about 20 books here, and as I said, they have been accumulated over the coming months. Yeah, I hope you guys are well, and sorry if this is a bit of a long video, but there was a lot of books to get through. Yeah, let me know if you've read any of these books. Let me know if you think I'd like any of them or if I wouldn't like them. Always love to hear your feedback and your opinions because you guys have really recommended some amazing books, and a lot of them I do add to my Goodreads TBR, so there's that. Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully do my reading wrap-up video soon as well, so hopefully you're not waiting too long for that. I haven't really been filming that much lately because just life has just been so busy. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been really busy and a little bit stressful. April was the ghetto in terms of stress. It was pretty bad, but we're in May and May's looking cute, May's looking warm, so I'm happy to be here in May. Thank you so much for all of the lovely comments I get. Like, you guys just make my day. Yeah, I'm so grateful that you are here, and yeah, I can't express my gratitude enough. And I'm not really great with words like that. I get a bit awkward and shy, but just know that I really appreciate you all, and thank you for being here. That I'm going to head off now, and yeah, I'll speak to you in the next video.